Hi everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Aubrey Urbanowitz, and I wanted to break down our next system, our Arctic front that's coming in. A little bit of a different setup with this one, but kind of just like our Monday system, we have very limited moisture and it's the cold temperature. So with this Arctic front coming in, this is what I'm looking at. Think low end snow, maybe about half of what many of you picked up on Monday. So we're fighting off a little bit more dry air, less actual liquid amounts, but it's going to be the cold temperatures. So the cold is setting up already for Thursday night. So we've got the cloud cover Thursday night. We'll start to see some flurries and some light snow after midnight on Thursday night into early Friday morning, and it may be after about 1-2 a.m. for some of us to start to see some light snow. Then we're going to continue to see some light to steady snow showers right into the morning commute on Friday morning. So even though accumulation will be on the low side, because temperatures are going to be pushing the lower to mid 20s, that's what will lead to some slick and icy roads. So it's not, once again, it's not the amount of snow, it's how cold it will be that will lead to some delays and even some closures as we get into Friday morning. So use extreme caution on Friday morning. That's why we have the first alert weather day up, because of some slick and icy roads. Now, road crews are going to be out treating and everything, but just use caution again because of how cold it will be. The bulk of the snow is likely going to be before about 10 o'clock in the morning for most areas. The exception is going to be the Alleghenies. After the mid to late morning, what we're going to have is some drier air starting to work in. Then this is going to turn into more of some scattered flurries and a couple of snow squalls into the afternoon. The duration will be much less than what we had on Monday's system. All right. So this is going to start to taper off and very light into the afternoon, and with that, temperatures are going to rise. So we're going from the lower to mid 20s in the morning with some icy roads and the bulk of our snow, again, before about 10 o'clock in the morning, to high temperatures in the afternoon around 29-30 degrees, which means the roads will turn very wet. So we'll have improving roads across most areas. The exception would be the mountains, but a lot of our main roads will just be wet as temperatures rise to just below freezing. Flurries will continue into part of the afternoon, and then we'll likely have some late day sunshine. So keep in mind, we'll likely have some melting later into the day. Any road that's wet on Friday will also freeze on Friday night. Now we do have the breeze that will start to kick in around and after sunset, so that will help to dry things out, but there's going to be residual black ice on Friday night because temperatures will be so cold. Here's the other kicker. Because it is going to be so cold and in the single digits basically for Friday night, and then we have those extreme wind chills on Saturday, I highly recommend planning to shovel or clear any snow on Friday as opposed to Saturday because of how windy it will be and the brutal wind chills. We may have to make some adjustments to timing, but that's how things stand right now. The bulk of everything really is going to be by the mid to late morning, and then kind of linger into the early afternoon before we start to dry out. Now, I'm still holding 1 to 3 inches for most areas, but this is the kicker, and I'm going to wait until later on tonight, maybe first thing Thursday morning before I start to make any changes. But this is what I want you to know. I want you to think low end, especially along and south of Route 33. So that's Harrisonburg, south into Augusta and Rockbridge County. I think it's very possible I may lower those amounts, and the max might be up to about a half an inch of snow. Okay, so that's where I would maybe think half an inch, maybe an inch and a half of snow south of Route 33 for the Shenandoah Valley. North of Route 33 is where I think we have the potential to pick up some of those 3-inch numbers. All right, and then also across our West Virginia locations, I think we'll end up in the 1 to 3 inch range. Alleghenies, I will probably go higher for you, maybe up to 7-8 inches. Blue Ridge Mountains, I'm probably going to trim that back just slightly, but I want to continue to watch some of the guidance that comes in with this next storm system to see how strong this trough really is, and it's really going to come down to moisture. So think about it this way. I'm only looking at about 5/100ths of an inch of liquid up to about 2/10. So that's less than 1/4 of an inch of liquid. When it's as cold as it's going to be in the low to mid 20s, it's not going to take a whole lot of moisture, only a few hundredths of an inch, to lead to a half an inch of snow. So that's why if I'm off by 3/100ths of an inch, that's an easy half an inch of snow. So that's why I want to wait and watch the moisture coming in and see, do we have more dry air? Do we have enough, upper level support to support this moisture before I start to make any changes? And again, I highly recommend shoveling Friday, even if it's Friday evening. Because I work Friday, I'm not going to have to shovel. I'm not going to be able to shovel basically until 7 o'clock at night. And I'm going to do it Friday night before Saturday, because the winds on Saturday, we're talking sustained winds, 10 to 20 miles an hour. We're going to have more clouds through most of the day. Snow showers will continue for the Alleghenies. Outside of that, I'm looking at a few flurries and a couple of snow squalls, but it's going to be that brutal cold. So these are wind chills throughout the day on Saturday. Keep in mind, wind chills don't even get into the teens. So our highs are going to be in the upper teens to low 20s, but it's not even going to feel like it. Wind gusts are going to be pushing 30 to 40 miles an hour at times. That's why you don't want to be out on Saturday, because it's going to be brutal cold. So think low-end snow event, moderate impact for the roads, especially for Friday morning, and then bitter cold wind chills on Saturday. But the good news is we do start to rebound in temperatures next week. But keep in mind, we're still going to have ice around for a couple of days, and we will continue to update you on the WHSV weather app if we do start to make some of those small changes.